All right, welcome back to Shaving with Fuzzy. I'm Fuzzy. Hi, y'all. On early, I'm talking 02:30 early on a Wednesday morning. So, what is Fuzzy up so early? Yeah. Well, got a phone call yesterday afternoon that they had a kind of what we would call, I guess, an emergency contract that needed covering. They needed some people to, for some reason, one of the local bank branches needs 24/7 coverage until further notice. I don't know what happened, but anyway. So I worked, y'all may remember, I worked some extra stuff like that for this particular client manager. So we're going to go put in a 12-hour day. And then over the weekend, we're going to put in some 12-hour nights. And we're going to take all their overtime money we can. But anyway, so yeah, day shift. A lot of it's going to be spent outside, looks like. That's going to kind of like be back working in the plant. Although I won't have to worry about phosgene. That's one thing I hate about working in the plants. If you know anything about phosgene gas, and several of the plants out here, a lot of the plants out here, they do that, you know, making the stuff that they make, what, polyurethane, that kind of stuff out of, if I remember correctly. I'm not a chemist by any means. Anyway, signature shave today is what it's going to be for Williams Wednesday. We got the Aqua Velva Ice Blue. We got a boar brush, which in this case is a Burma Shave brush, the one in the red and white handle. And then I found this digging around. This is was my travel Williams for a while. And I've got my favorite 1912, which was also my travel razor. Matter of fact, I found the case for this one, the G3. You know, the plastic lid. I've showed it off here not too long ago. I showed off one. I've got a couple of those kits, but I actually found the case for this one that I keep in my rotation in here. So I still got it. It's got a Treat carbon steel blade in it. So it's a carbon steel blade. Williams, in this case, this is going to be the modern stuff, if I remember correctly. Aqua Velva and a boar brush. That is a Fuzzy signature shave. Anybody else have a signature shave? That's what I figured pretty well explains Fuzzy when it comes to shaves. Williams and a boar brush and Aqua Velva. And just so happens I used my favorite 1912 Junior. And it says right there on the back, doesn't it? Hold on. Put my glasses on before I say something I can't back up. Yep, Jim Jr. So right there on the back of that there razor, that's a Jim Jr. So there we go. That's going to be today's shave. Got some house guests over. They came over before I knew I was going to have to work today, so they're still sleeping. This is a rather small place, so that's why the door is closed. Anybody was wondering why the door is closed, that's it. Alrighty then. Get all wiped down. All we got really is a day's growth, maybe a little over a day's growth. We didn't work yesterday. We're supposed to have been off Monday after our long week, but ended up got called in for a Monday evening patrol shift, running the patrol truck around the property. I haven't done that in a while. That's a very enjoyable shift. I enjoy patrol work. Most everybody enjoys patrol work. You're out driving the truck around, and on the afternoon and the night shifts, you actually get to drive off property a little ways across town there to where we have an off-site warehouse. So you have to go check the warehouse. So you get a little movement and get to see a few different things. The truck is garbage, but you know, just how it is. I did not recommend a Tacoma for it's an extended cab, but it's got 4 doors because the part of the extended cab opens up, but it's not really 4 doors like a regular 4-door truck. Call it what you want to. I don't know what Toyota calls it. I call it garbage with the 4-cylinder. It just doesn't. That truck is just. And of course, patrol work, got to remember, that's rough on vehicles. We're idling around all the time, usually with the air on or the heat on, depending on what kind of year it is. And if you run around with a defroster on, then you're still running around with the AC on, even when it's cool outside, to keep the the dry air for the defrost. But anyway, I know some folks that have 6-cylinder Tacomas and they like them. But these plant trucks, we had one in the plant with these trucks that they buy for the patrol trucks or 4-cylinders, and they just not a fan. Thing got less than 100,000 miles on it, just shy of 100,000 now. But you know, they've had to replace engine mounts and all kinds of fun stuff. Check engine light stays on, and it doesn't really run all that well. Now that could be something to do with the shop that they use for the maintenance or whatever. I don't know exactly what it is, but not a real big fan of the truck, but I am a fan of patrol shifts. So that was Monday. Got called in to take care of that. Anyway, at least I know my name and my phone number. Maybe one day when there's a good promotion comes up, somebody will remember that. Cheers. We can always hope. But they did give a raise here a while back, so I guess I can't complain too much about that. So anyway, this is my old travel setup too. And a lot of times when I traveled, I don't travel much anymore. I used to, a lot more than I do now. It was pretty much a signature shave setup a lot of times because I had a little, I'd take one of the plastic bottles of the Aqua Velva, and I'd have my Travel Williams here and my Travel G3. So it was pretty much a signature setup for the travel shave too, which is not a bad thing. I think I've done a couple of work shaves where I use this setup. I can't really remember. Can't really remember. We'll go ahead and clean up around the old goatee, which we straightened up a little while ago. Just like that. Nothing to it. Whew. So Ole Miss beat LSU. Mississippi State couldn't make it happen. So not everybody may know it, but I am originally from Mississippi. And I live in Baton Rouge, next door to the LSU campus, which is not exactly giving away where I live because it is a sizable campus. But anyway, so normally, I don't really care that much, truth or not about the matter. I watch football, especially college football. I'll watch it if I'm with a group of people and that's what they're watching. Or if I'm at work somewhere and they got a game on, I'll watch with people. But generally, LSU gets the support because I live, you know, literally next door to campus. But that's until they play a Mississippi team. And then I usually root for the losers is what I like to say. But last Saturday, Ole Miss was able to put the numbers on the board. Now, I didn't watch the game. I've read a little bit about the game, but I don't know all the... I guess I'm not a fan. I don't know all the statistics and all the players' statistics and who did this and who did that. I just know that at the end of the day, Ole Miss got the W there. I've been having some fun with my LSU buddies. Of course, they throw Mississippi State right back at me because they got slaughtered. They beat Mississippi State worse than Ole Miss beat them. But anyway, and then when back home, I usually rooted for Mississippi State over Ole Miss because it is the agricultural school. Anyway, I'm not enough of a fan and don't care enough for it to really count. The truth or not about the matter. Just how it is. Just how it is. Well, looky there. We got our 2 passes, with the grain and across the grain done. Cleaned up all that little scraggly stuff we had. Like I said, it wasn't a really big growth there. Well, we want to look good. You never know who's going to show up at a account like this, and you want things to look good, you want the clients to see that you're looking good, because they report that back to the powers that be sometimes. And plus, you're always looking, if you're a team player. Fuzzy pretty much likes to play on my own team. I prefer, I'd be happy if I didn't have to work around people and do all that kind of stuff. But I do. And it does, help making money when the company makes money. So as a team player, I want to look my best and hope that the client says, well, we need to keep these guys around. Maybe we'll just get a contract and keep these old folks around. I don't know. I knew we do some other banks. Might remember here a while back, I spent a day at a credit union over not too far from here. Now it's going to be a further away than what this one is, this bank is. But anyway, I did some credit union one day. They'd had an officer quit over there, and they didn't get them replaced. And until they got them replaced, we were filling in. It's funny because they replaced them with one of the people that were out where I normally work, my normal place. He wasn't on my shift, but he had hired on, and then they decided to move him. Come to find out, that credit union was like 5 minutes from where he lived, 10 minutes right around the corner. He could, if he so wanted, apparently he could walk there instead of having to burn gas. So worked out good for him. It's nice when things work out. We're going to go ahead and clean this here treat blade. Remember, after using your carbon steel blades, you do need to dry them. I understand that's a big hassle for some people and a big drawback. But I think, as you just saw, it's really not such a big deal. I'm not going to do anything and risk slicing my fingers. Well, if you hold it by the spline, you're not going to slice your fingers. I've actually dropped them. They're not like it's a guillotine going down, stuff like that. So I just don't really see all of the big problem. And I think the shaves are better with carbon steel. I'm a carbon steel guy. And then again, it could just be because, to me, it's just a more traditional thing. And maybe, when we really like something and we're really into something and we really want to like something, it seems like we overlook the little stuff. It's like I say about nostalgia, that we're nostalgia about stuff. So we remember the good stuff. Oh, it was great back then. We had this and we had that. And then you tend to gloss over the stuff that wasn't so good, that progress has fixed, so to speak. And, that's how nostalgia works. But, if the good outweighs the bad, and you still think things were better then, even weighing what has gotten better, then it's not bad. And there's a lot of things I think that way. There's a lot of things I think were better back in the day, as we say, that I would like to go back to, and even taking in the bad stuff that's easier now, or stuff that has changed that makes life easier and more comfortable or whatever, even taking some of that away. There's still a lot of times I would be happy to go back to and just put up with the bad to have back what I remember being the good. Make any sense? I don't know. I don't know. All right, well, look at that. We got our Burma Shave brush. That came out of a Burma Shave set. Now, there was also an Everready, and I had one. I think I gave it away. I had one in the box that I had picked up actually from a drugstore. But anyway, it was an Everready brush, and it looked exactly like that, and it didn't have any markings. I know this one came out of a Burma Shave set because I took it out of the set myself. So I know it did. So that's a Burma Shave board. Burma Shave is another one of those nostalgic things. Remember, the original Burma Shave and everything was a brushless cream. And when that kind of went out of business, is my understanding, at some point after that, Colgate bought it, and then they made it into a soap cake and everything. So what people, being nostalgic about Burma Shave, the old stuff was a brushless cream. It wasn't even the more modern, even though it is now extremely vintage, it wasn't the more modern soap cakes. Might have not known that. Now you do. So there's a guy on YouTube that's a military guy, and that's kind of his catchphrase. He says, da da da, did you know? And he gives this fact And he looks and goes, "How you do?" I like that guy. I like watching his videos. And there's also some fishing videos, a guy and his kids. And come to find out, the kid goes to the same high school that I graduated from over outside of Lake Charles. And so it's kind of fun watching them as they're fishing. I'm not a huge bass fisherman. I prefer to go perch jerking. I prefer to sit on the bank and catch catfish as to go bass fishing for the most part. Not that I won't go bass fishing, and I definitely will eat bass. There's nothing wrong with it. I've got ken that were really, really, really fast fishermen, and I'm not. But anyway, there you go. So I like that couple of video cruises, Louisiana Outdoors or something like that is the one with the young folks and the dad that go fishing. But Keegan, I think, is the guy's name, the military guy. He comes up with some pretty good little facts. It's pretty fun watching him. So there you go. That's going to do it for today. We're actually going to make a few sandwiches to take. I actually went and bought me a case of water, bottled water. I'm going to put it in my little Playbait cooler that I have that, if I'm not mistaken, used to be my granddad's. I could be wrong about that. It's been a while, but I think this one used to be his. But anyway, stop by on the way and pick me up some ice. I'll have some cold water in case I'm outside more than I'm inside. You never know how these little short-term contracts like this are going to go, what people are thinking till you get there and have a look-see at it. But, woo, look at that. Look at that right there. Good old Aqua Velva on, even though we're going to jump in the shower and we have to put some more on before we leave. There we go. That's how it works this morning. Williams Wednesday for 2 weeks in a row on Wednesday. Now, what we did miss was Sunday, was the first, and that should have been the first Sunday of the month. Should have been the lather catcher shave, and due to some problems with work and this, that, and the other, we didn't get that. I didn't do a video that day, so we're going to do that Sunday coming up, hopefully, and we'll just act like it's the first Sunday. But anyway, there we go. Y'all have a great day. I'm going to go have a great day, although it's going to be long because Fuzzy doesn't sleep good at night. That's why I'm up at 2:30. I wasn't going to get up till a little bit later, but I'm laying there rolling around in the bed and can't sleep anyway. So, well, get up and shave, right? What do you do when you can't sleep? Yeah, I shave. Yeah, well, why not? All right, y'all have a good one. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Happy shaves to you.